I was already kind of expecting it. I knew the kid was scared from the start. I knew he was scared from the jump. When I seen him, he was definitely scared. So I think he a punk.
We got a phone call late last night from the board to say they will not be permitting him to box. And the horrible search begins.
It is what it is. I'm over the moon to get the opportunity.
Amid the anticipation of a major showdown, Floyd Schofield has been unexpectedly pulled from his bout to face Shakur Stevenson, leaving boxing experts stunned. Schofield Jr. was withdrawn from his WBC lightweight title bout against Stevenson by the British Boxing Board of Control on Tuesday after falling ill and being hospitalized in Saudi Arabia. Following Schofield Jr. hospitalization, Schofield Sr. accused Stevenson's team of poisoning his son in an attempt to harm him. Schofield Sr. went on to blast Shakur Stevenson and his team for the murder assault of his son. He took to Twitter and wrote, "You're soft and we still want to fight your soft self. The British board pulled the fight, not us. You have a very dirty team. Now you fight someone easy now. Super soft. You will learn about the spiritual realm soon. Only a soft team would poison an opponent." In another tweet, Schofield Sr. wrote, "You both were cool. Why try to kill him? We supposed to solve things in the rings as boxers. That shit was very foul from your team." Spencer Oliver, who was present at the grand ceremony of Riyadh season, shared his thoughts on the news of Floyd Schofield Jr. pulling out from the fight. In contrast to Schofield Sr.'s accusations, Spencer confirmed this was due to medical health conditions actually, and all the other stuff were conspiracy theories only.
Who unfortunately, down to medical grounds, has had to pull out of that fight. Now, there's been all sorts of conspiracy theories on why he's had to pull out. I tried to contact Robert Smith this morning. He got back to me. I believe he's coming on actually shortly to explain exactly what's happened, but he's pulled out through medical grounds.
Additionally, Robert Smith, the General Secretary of the British Boxing Board of Control, emphasized that the decision to withdraw Schofield Jr. was solely based on his poor health. In response to the accusations made by Floyd Schofield Sr., Smith stated that he had no knowledge of such claims.
Robert, but in the past few moments, Schofield's father has told Talksport.com, quotes, "Someone tried to kill my son."
All I can tell you, Jim, is that he went to a hospital and is deemed not to box. I don't know the ins and outs of it all yet. I'm just dealing with the medical facts, and he's not boxing.
While the news of Schofield and Stevenson falling out left everyone shocked, Stevenson himself went on to react to this news. He pointed out that he was aware of this and asserted that Floyd Schofield Jr. had been scared to fight him. He even went on to blast Schofield Jr. for his decision to pull off from the fight.
I was already kind of expecting it. I knew the kid was scared from the start. I knew he was scared from the jump. When I seen him, he was definitely scared. So I think he a punk.
As the boxing community grapples with the unexpected turn of events surrounding the Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield fight, tensions are high. Accusations have surfaced, casting a shadow over the bout, leaving fans and pundits questioning the integrity of the situation. Meanwhile, Schofield Sr. has made accusations aimed at Shakur Stevenson, where he proclaimed that his son has been poisoned. Eddie Hearn has addressed the accusations surrounding Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Schofield, calling out the wild claims circulating ahead of the fight. He firmly believes that Shakur can defeat anyone at 135 and rejects any suggestion of foul play.
Yeah, I don't know, there's some wild stuff being spouted around. Let's hope he turns up, eh? I mean, you know, I think it's a really good fight. I like Floyd Schofield and I like his dad. I've never met him, but I like the way they're here. They're rolling the dice. And that's what you should be doing. He's a good fighter. Like, that's not an easy fight for Shakur. But I believe Shakur's special and I think he'll win the fight.
Weeks before the news broke, Stevenson hinted at trouble. On Andre Ward's podcast, The Art of Ward, he expressed concern about Schofield Jr. showing up for the fight, citing social media posts from Floyd Schofield Sr. Stevenson claimed accusations had been made against him, including sending a mole into Schofield Jr.'s camp and a break-in to steal their passport. Eddie Hearn also highlighted the tension surrounding the passport controversy between Schofield and Stevenson, emphasizing that it was all part of the build-up. While Schofield Jr. missed the press conference, Hearn expressed his hope to see him step up soon.
He broke into his house and ripped out his signature page from the passport so he couldn't come to the presser. I mean, we wanted him to come to the presser. It was actually a bit of an inconvenience, to be honest with you. So, yeah, it's all a bit wild, but listen, it's all part of the build-up and there's a bit of spicy bad blood in that fight.
As news spread of Schofield Jr. pulling out of the fight with Shakur Stevenson, fans were left wondering who would step in as the replacement. Eddie Hearn, speaking to Matchroom Boxing, addressed the speculation about who could face Stevenson next. He then revealed the selection of Josh Padley, emphasizing the value of his choice to take on Stevenson.
And you need to get someone here to fight Shakur Stevenson. You really need to get someone here from the rankings. You really need to get someone here that's credible. You need to get someone here that His Excellency is pleased with. You need to get someone here that Shakur's happy with, and that's basically anybody. And we turned our attention to 3 or 4 fighters, and up steps Josh Padley, 15-0, number 12 in the WBC, and also, more importantly, fresh off a massive win on Riyadh season against Mark Chamberlain, His Excellency's favourites.
In response to Josh Padley being selected as the replacement, Shakur Stevenson expressed his eagerness to fight him. He stated that he's ready to face anyone, and even if Lomachenko had been chosen, it wouldn't have bothered him as he's in top shape and prepared for any challenge.
Yes, I mean, I watched one round. I'm in shape. I mean, they could have sent anybody. They could have said, Lomachenko, let's fight. I'd have said, let's do it, so.
At the same time, Shakur Stevenson spoke to Louis Hart of The Ring magazine. While Stevenson was present at the grand arrivals and Schofield Jr. failed to show up, Stevenson expressed his surprise at the consequences of the situation. He reflected on what was going through his mind at that moment.
Honestly, that's when I kind of figured I started getting a little worried right then and there, just because of the fact that we had the weigh-in tomorrow. And it's just like, now you don't show up to an event, but you've been to every other event out here. But the weigh-in is tomorrow, now you're not showing up. So in my brain, I'm like, okay, maybe he need a lot of time to go cut some weight. He gonna go work out. And
furthermore, Shakur Stevenson shared his immediate reaction upon learning that Schofield Jr. had been pulled from the fight. He criticized Schofield Jr. for not being properly guided and confidently asserted that he had anticipated this outcome.
Honestly, it was a up and down feeling, because it was like, truthfully, I kind of already predicted that he wasn't gonna fight me. When I seen that kid fight week, I'm like, he's a lost little kid. He don't know no better. He don't got no real guidance. His dad trying to guide him, but he ain't got no real guidance. So, honestly, I didn't think it was no way that anybody would put that little kid in 8-ounce gloves in the ring with me. I didn't see that happen.
Meanwhile, promoter and Hall of Fame boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya spoke to Radio Raheem in Riyadh about Schofield Jr. pulling out of the fight. He emphasized that following the British board's decision, there was nothing more to be done. While refraining from offering a direct reaction, De La Hoya stressed the importance of prioritizing health in this situation, subtly expressing his support for Schofield Jr.
It's unfortunate that Schofield had to pull out. Doctor's orders. Look, I saw the pictures, and he did not look well. Obviously, the commission, the British board didn't approve it for him to fight, and there's nothing we can do. So, health is first, and that's all that matters.
When it comes to a fighter's health, it's clear that it's the top priority, but what has really stirred people are the conspiracy theories surrounding the news. De La Hoya responded to the situation, acknowledging that while he isn't fully informed, he is in talks with Schofield and his team. He emphasized the importance of getting the facts straight before forming an opinion on the matter.
The allegations, look, there's no facts right now. There's no facts, so we must get the facts first and then see exactly what happened. I really don't know what happened. I got the call that he's in the hospital. I did get the call that Turkey and Salah were very genuinely concerned about him and facilitated the hospital and this and that. So yeah, thank you to Turkey and Salah for making sure that he's okay first.
Frank Warren, responding to the news, made it clear that it wasn't a concern for him since Floyd Schofield is not one of his fighters. He expressed support for the British Boxing Board of Control's decision to pull Schofield from the fight, stating that he stands firmly behind their choice. Warren also offered his opinion on Schofield, suggesting that he should not fight under such unhealthy circumstances.
Well, he's not my fighter. He's not, all I know is the Board of Control. He was taken, or he went to hospital, and they kept him in for tests. And as a result of that, the Board of Control have made, and I think quite rightly, made a decision he shouldn't be able to fight. Now, if somebody's been in hospital, even if they come out and say they're okay and something went wrong, how do we explain that away as a sport? Yeah. And that's it. And he's he's made a few statements. I've seen all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's the board's decision. That's where we are when we're looking for another opponent.
Amidst the ongoing controversies, Shakur Stevenson shared his response, pointing out that he does not necessarily feel the need to indulge in all of it. He called this stunt of Schofield and his team a clown business, expressing his concerns to never get involved in such kind of stuff.
Towards yourself.
I try not to get into the clown stuff. Like, I know it's clown business, so when you try to insert yourself in that, you kind of is going with the circus. So I'm trying to stay away from the circus. Truthfully, I know it's some clown stuff. None of my former opponents have ever said any of this stuff. They never complained about anything.
Shakur Stevenson has repeatedly insisted that he was already aware Floyd Schofield Jr. would not fight him. Eddie Hearn backed Stevenson's claim, confirming that this was indeed the case. Hearn went on to recount the entire situation during their arrivals in Riyadh, explaining how Stevenson had speculated that this outcome would unfold.
Well, I've never met Floyd Schofield, and I've never met his dad.
Yeah.
When the fight was made, Shakur said to me, he won't fight me.
Yeah.
I said, well, he signed to fight you. He will not get in the ring with me. And when he arrived on Saturday or whatever it was, and I saw Schofield in Saudi, I texted Shakur and I said, told you, he's there. Your boy's there. That was my exact words. He went, I bet he don't fight me. I'm like, of course he will. He's in Saudi. And throughout those days that followed, you just saw this unbelievable madness of comments and these bizarre interviews.
Eddie Hearn went on to share the story of how the search for a new opponent began. Now, with Josh Padley, a part-time electrician, getting the chance to fight Shakur Stevenson, Hearn highlighted the reasoning behind his selection. He emphasized that it's not just about skills, but also about the common sense and hustle that have opened the door for Padley. Hearn also praised the Riyadh season for transforming the lives of many by providing such incredible opportunities.
Search started for a new fighter, and it's very difficult. People don't really understand. I wouldn't even call it a skill. It's just common sense and streetwise and hustle at that point to make sure Shakur Stevenson fights.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we went to His Excellency's house at 2 o'clock in the morning and gave him the options. He went with Padley because Padley beat his guy, Mark Chamberlain, on Riyadh season. And we got in touch with Steffi Ball and Tom Stalker, and we made a deal that will give Josh Padley a shot at the world title, and more importantly, a new house.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it's all about. Riyadh season, once again, changing lives on many different levels.
With Schofield unexpectedly pulling out of the fight, Shakur Stevenson now has a lot on his plate. Eddie Hearn praised Stevenson as a fighter and assessed the challenges he faces, noting the responsibility on his shoulders with the new opponent stepping in. Hearn believes there's no need to get caught up in mocking other fights, like Gervonta Davis, but instead, Stevenson should focus on delivering a strong performance on Saturday night and proving that being the best is his top priority.
He's, in my opinion, Shakur's top 5 pound for pound. He's fighting a guy that he's proved himself as British European level, right? The world stage is a massive step up for Josh Padley. But as you heard from that voice note, at least you've got a Brit coming in, will give it 110%, will go for it every single round. And listen, it may well play into Shakur's hands, but Shakur's now got to deal with all this shit going on. All the hard graft training for this style of fighter, all the bullshit on social media, and still do a job on Saturday. But that's the plan. Do a job and just give us that Gervonta Davis fight. He's ready. There's no point mucking around in these fights. Lamont Roach, Kid Schofield, all these guys. Just stick them in together, but must do a job first on Saturday.
Echoing Eddie Hearn's support, Teddy Atlas also praised Shakur Stevenson, highlighting his exceptional skills and versatility in the ring. Atlas broke down Stevenson's technical prowess, noting his ability to adapt to any opponent and control the pace of the fight. He emphasized that stepping into the ring with Stevenson is a daunting challenge.
No, listen, Shakur's a terrific boxer, tremendous talent, and he's got a very difficult style to decipher. When you fight him, you have to not only deal with his talent, his great ability, but that you got to find a way to decipher his style. He's got a style that is very difficult to overcome and to look good with.
In addition to praising Shakur Stevenson's fighting attributes, Teddy Atlas expressed his excitement about the potential matchup between Stevenson and Gervonta Davis. Atlas believes that this showdown would be a clash of styles, with Stevenson relying on his precision and defensive skills, while Davis brings his knockout ability and aggression. For Atlas, this fight represents the future of the lightweight division and would be a must-watch for boxing fans worldwide.
I mean, he's got fast hands, he's got good eyes, you know, he's comfortable in the ring, he has that great amateur pedigree, you know, he's a tremendous counterpuncher, real good defensive fighter, you know, he controls space as well as anybody. You know, I, for myself, would love to see him in Tank Davis.
Teddy also applauded Shakur's opponent Josh Padley, pointing out his unexpected win over domestic rival Mark Chamberlain last September. He still favored Shakur Stevenson over Josh Padley. He said, "Padley just pulled off an upset in his last fight. He wasn't expected to win that fight, and now you know he's in as a big dog again, but I would definitely favor Shakur." Ariel Helwani also weighed in on the recent announcement following Floyd Schofield Jr.'s withdrawal from the fight card. While he acknowledged that it was a positive move for the boxing industry to secure a late replacement in Josh Padley, he expressed disappointment at the loss of what was one of the most anticipated fights of the Riyadh season. Helwani highlighted the excitement surrounding the original matchup and the buildup that had generated so much buzz, noting how fans were eager to see two rising stars face off.
I guess the good news here is they're looking for a very late replacement. Shakur is not left on the sidelines, but this fight, which had so much juice to it, so much back and forth, and all the drama and all the mystery surrounding the no-shows back in January and today, now officially, painfully seems to be off at A.
Echoing Ariel Helwani's sentiments, Ade Oladipo also found it disappointing to see the fight fall apart. He highlighted the intense buildup surrounding the match, calling it a major factor in the excitement for what promised to be an electric showdown. Oladipo admitted that when the fight was first announced, he questioned whether Floyd Schofield Jr. was truly ready for such a challenge.
That's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. It's so disappointing because this was probably the only fight on the card where there was a bit of heat. All the other fighters are quite respectful of each other, which, look, ultimately means nothing. They're going to go and fight, but I do like a bit of heat between fighters. When the fight was initially made, I was like, okay, Floyd's not ready. Oscar tried to block the fight. Floyd and his dad pushed the fight through. And so to be here on the 11th hour, if you like, for the fight to be pulled or for Floyd to be injured.
Ade Oladipo went on to share his thoughts on the conspiracy theories of Floyd looking to cut weight. He pointed out that Floyd was in good shape, but expressed his sadness over this disappointing fallout. He said, "I will say this. I don't know if Floyd and his father are used to the British boxing border control rules. They will be a weight check as you lead up to the fight. I did see Floyd yesterday. I was like, wow, you big. So I do wonder if there's an issue with him trying to cut as much weight to make the weight check. But look, this is just conspiracy theories that I'm chucking around, but it's ultimately disappointing." Ade questioned the credibility of the new matchup with Josh Padley as the replacement, expressing concerns about how much weight Padley could gain in such a short time. He pointed out that getting into shape on just 3 days' notice is nearly impossible. Oladipo described the matchup as a crazy one, questioning how the fight's weight dimensions would play out.
As for the names, I've never ever heard of the Moroccan guy. And that's just me being honest. I've never heard. Josh Padley, I know. Obviously, Josh Padley caused the upset beating Mark Chamberlain. I mean, what weight's Josh Padley going to have to make? I mean, does Shakur stop cutting weight now and this fight all of a sudden become a 140 or a 147 fight? I mean, I understand the want to keep Shakur on the card, but I don't know anyone that can come in on 3 days' notice and be in shape. I always say fighters to stay in shape, right? You know, stay ready, don't get ready, but not with 3 days. I'm more talking a couple of weeks. 3 days for anyone fighting Shakur Stevenson who is in shape is just going to be a crazy mismatch. Honestly, it's going to be a crazy mismatch.
Although Oladipo showed concerns about this matchup, he did not stop supporting Josh Padley. He praised his impressive win over Mark Chamberlain in the Wembley card, but weighed in on the weight discrepancies, highlighting how this factor will be played out in the fight.
And I love Josh Padley. I hope he gets the opportunity because, again, he came and beat Mark Chamberlain, which was an upset on the Wembley card. But, I mean, what's he walking around at now? I mean, these guys normally cut down. Josh Padley's a lightweight. These guys normally walk around about 170 and cut down to that weight. I don't know where he's at right now.
While many may argue that Josh Padley doesn't belong on the fight card, he remains fully prepared to give his best. Padley addressed the concerns about accepting the offer to fight Shakur on just 4 days' notice, sharing how he's managing the pressure and focusing on making the most of this unexpected opportunity.
I mean, from everybody else's opinion, I probably don't belong on this card, so it's my job there on Saturday night to prove that I can on 4 days' notice as well. It is what it is. I'm over the moon to get the opportunity, and with everybody saying what they're saying, I'll still go in there and give it everything. I'm not wired up that I don't give it all, so that's what I'll be doing.
With a spirit to win the fight, Josh Padley admitted that a 2-week or 4-week camp would have made more difference in the preparations for the fight. But despite getting a 4-day period to prepare, he still looks confident, emphasizing his fitness level that would help him determine his victory.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, an 8-week camp would have been nice. I mean, a 2-week camp would have been nice. Yeah. But we had to settle for 4 days. But still, nevertheless, make no difference. I'm not a big. It's not like I'm drinking and stuff like that and partying or anything like that. I'm in the gym, so I'm fitness. Like I say, I'm going to be making weight and I'm going to be in there Saturday night trying to get that win. With that mindset of getting the win.
The last-minute cancellation of Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield has stunned everyone in the boxing industry. With accusations from Schofield Sr. over a murder assault by Shakur Stevenson, the rivalry has taken a twist. While questions linger on the validity of these accusations, the bout between Shakur Stevenson and Josh Padley is on. Meanwhile, the unexpected replacement of Josh Padley has raised concerns on how the fight would actually play out. Experts were already gearing up for an epic showdown, but now, with Josh Padley stepping in as the replacement, the excitement has definitely shifted. What do you think of this change? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates from the Ring Rivalry.